My name is Natalie Joy.
And I am Cammie D. You're listening to Your Energy Minds,
where we discuss physical, mental, emotional, and energy bodies. We will share topics on how you can ignite your human experience and fuel your life's purpose.
Think of us as your intuitive soul sisters, riding alongside you on your journey. We are Your Energy Minds.
Welcome back to Energy Minds. We're going to start this series with signs that you're a highly sensitive person. Last time we talked about the difference between a highly sensitive person and an empath. Today, I want you to think about if you or someone you know is a highly sensitive person. They often exhibit traits that are distinct to these signs and traits. So, deep emotional responses. So HSPs tend to feel emotions intensely, both their own and others. So we talked about empaths feel others' feelings, but this is a little bit different, but similar. Also, overwhelmed by stimuli. We talked about that in our last episode. They may become easily overwhelmed by bright lights, loud noises, or crowded environments. If you know anyone who can go back to the days of sitting at a desk and hearing a pencil tapping or a clock ticking, for most people that's just a background noise. You don't think much of it. It's there, but it doesn't bother you. For highly sensitive people, it will disrupt everything they're doing. It's the only thing they hear in the room, and it's amplified so much louder than it is to others. So that's a highly sensitive person.
And they also exhibit strong empaths. A highly sensitive person often has heightened ability to empathize with others, picking up on emotions and cues and feelings. It's kind of what we talked about before. When they can feel before you even say anything. They can feel your emotions. They pick up on it. They can see it in your body language. They can see just even the way your voice. They can feel the energy off your voice. They can feel that. And another one is they have a very strong need for a solitude. Like I always call it to go and reset. They have to go and reset because they get overwhelmed by social interactions and experiences.
Yeah, and quite often you may not realize, or someone near you doesn't even realize why, after they're at a party where they're seemingly having a great time and laughing, why they can't wait to have a day all to themselves or sit in a room by themselves. They just don't want any external stimuli because it just was too much. Doesn't mean they don't enjoy crowds. They can. It's just, like Cammie said, they really have to reset their emotions and get back to normal. Their attention to detail. Highly sensitive people often notice little subtleties that others might overlook, whether it's in their environment or in their social situations. Their sensitivity to criticism. They may take criticism to heart more than others, feeling deeply affected by negative feedback. Even little kids that are highly sensitive, you think of them, but it affects adults too. Something that seems like it's a joke to you is not a joke to them, and they take it to heart. And they do get called, you're just overly sensitive, but it truly is a specific character trait and something people can't always control if they're a highly sensitive person.
Yeah. And another thing also to highly sensitive people feel are physical sensitivities. And they could be sensitive to physical sensations such as pain, temperatures, or textures. Natalie spoke about autism earlier, and with autism, I know a kid that when raindrops falls on them, to where raindrops falls on us, it's like, it's no big thing, but to them it's like pain. It hurts, it burns, and you're like, how is that possible? But that's their sensation, because that's their sensation. Another thing that highly sensitive people feel, they have a strong reaction to art and music. I mean, they may experience profound emotions and reactions to art and music. And meaning, if they see, they hear a song and the song just brings them to tears, because they feel it in their soul. They feel it so deep down, and it makes them so sensitive. And also, like a piece of art, they may see deeper into the art than a person who's not highly sensitive does. They may see something that's way more profound, way more that hits them at their core.
Yeah, you think of even some commercials that a typical person might think is sad or have a feeling about it, but they don't cry. A highly sensitive person actually cries and has this what feels to them like an uncontrollable emotion because they're highly sensitive. Again, you can be a sensitive person, but when you're a highly sensitive person, it's just turned up a notch. And if you're thinking that any of these apply to you, any of these signs, we have a couple more. Think about, have you ever felt different? Highly sensitive people might feel like they don't quite fit in and that they see the world differently than others. A lot of them grow up in households where males or females can be considered weak and they're told not to cry, hold in your feelings, don't show that. They don't want them to grow up as adults and cry in a corporate meeting, but they're just highly sensitive people and they really can't help it. And if they stuff it down, it does more damage. So they have very intuitive insights. They often possess a strong intuition and may sense things that others do not. Again, very similar to empaths in that feeling sensation that they have. So if any of these you recognize in yourself, you could be considered a highly sensitive person. And really, it's not a bad thing. If anything, it's good to operate the world where you have feelings and sensations. It just, you have to learn how to work with them, to work with the world so that you're not, you don't feel uncomfortable or alone. So join us next time and we will give you all the signs of whether or not you are an empath. Or if you know anyone who's an empath, you may recognize some of these signs. So we'll see you next time. Love it if you'd take a minute to like this podcast episode, share it with your friends and family that are open and interested in energy, and we'd really appreciate it. We'd also love to hear from you if you have any comments or questions, you have any topics you want to hear us talk about. We'll have lots of guests who will touch on lots of the areas that we've talked about today and much, much more. But you can email us at yourenergyminds@yahoo.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at yourenergyminds.